Hi there, Tim Bauer here from LiveVideoGuitarLessons.com with the practice tip of the day. Today I want to continue our discussion on adding to our improv skills by incorporating some tapping techniques. And what we're doing, we've done a couple of videos on tapping major chords and minor chords, and today we're going to tap out some substitution chords for our major keys. So it looks a little something like this, and then we'll talk about the theory of what's going on. So I'm working in the key of D here. And let's get set up here. So I'm going to tap out this. It looks a little something like this. Alright, so let's talk about what was going on there. That probably was not the best, my best demonstration of tapping, but it'll work for our purposes here. All right, so when you're playing leads, you can. The reason we're talking about tonic chords is because the notes of the tonic chord itself belong in the key. So when you're tapping, when you're playing along with a song, you don't have to chase the chord progression around. You can just tap the notes of the notes of the key chord, and they belong there, unless you're dealing with a song that has like an extra chord and that it doesn't really fit in the key. But most songs are composed of songs that belong in the key. So what we were doing, the chords of the notes of a D chord. I was working in the key of D major. The notes of a D chord or any major chord are the first note, the third note, and the fifth note of the major scale of its root note. So for the key of D, D is the first note, and F sharp is the third note, and A is the fifth note. So what I was doing, I was tapping out a D note, and I forgot what order I did it in, and then I was tapping out, like in air quotes here, like a D sus2 chord and a D sus4 chord and a D6 chord, because seconds, fourths, and sixths are substitutes for your major chord. So what I was doing, I was tapping my F sharp note on the second string here. So I was in, let's see, 12, 15, 17, 19th fret. So that's my F sharp, and I was tapping my D in the 15th fret, and I was playing my my A back here. And what I was doing, the third is on top here, and I kind of like it with the third on top, but I'm going to show you how to put it other places. It makes the movement more pronounced, because when you're playing like a D sus2 chord as compared to a D chord, you're taking that third, which is on top right here in this particular case, and you're replacing that with a second. So I was taking my D, and the second is always a whole step lower than the third. So I was taking it down here. So I was changing the F sharp for an E, and since it's right on top, it's real pronounced. The fourth is always a half step higher than the third. So I was taking my F sharp up to G, and we can get some motion that way. And the other one, this is not as, I don't do this one as often, but you know, D6 is also a substitute for a D major chord. It's not as solid. To me, to my ear, it's not as solid a substitute as D sus2 or D sus4, but just to kind of demonstrate our possibilities here, I went ahead and put it in the chord. So this is my straight D chord, so there's my F sharp, there's my D, and there's my A. The sixth is always a whole step higher than the fifth, and this is my fifth down here, the A. So I took my A and moved it up a whole step, and that gives me the B note sixth. My tapping skills are a little off today. I'm usually standing up when I do that, and I get a little better angle. So anyway, so what you can do, that's the process. You're just trying to find those notes. So I'm not going to do all 6 strings, but let's take a look at the first string just to kind of see what we can do. The first string, you're going to find you have different setups here. So you could work it where you can put that third as the high note all the time, but you're going to kind of end up with the same sound all the time. So let's kind of bury the third. So on the first string, I'm going to find my D chord. So here's my A in the 12th and 17th fret, and my F sharp is in the 14th fret, and my D is back here in the 10th fret. So here's my straight D chord. So I'm going to try to get more on top of this so I can tap a little better. I'm not at such a harsh angle. So here's my D chord. All right, so my F sharp is in here. So if I want to go to the second, remember my F sharp is the third, and you should know all this theory if you're watching this video. I assume you do. So, but if not, kind of go back and study, a little bit about chord construction and how to name chords and what's involved with that, and then come back. So if I want to play D suspended second, I'm dropping my F sharp down to an E. So I'm here. And that's kind of burying that change in the middle. You can hear it if I could play it a little better. But you can hear it, but it's not as pronounced as when it was on the other side. All right, so to go to D suspended fourth from here, I'm going to change my third F sharp up to a fourth G. So okay, so and again, it's buried in the middle. The more pronounced one is this A note, because that's the one I'm probably hitting the hardest. I'm tapping that up front. It's first in, it's the highest note pitch-wise, and it's first in the order, and it's coming out a little louder. All right, so if I want to go to my D6 chord from here, it's a whole step higher than my fifth, and my fifth is my A, so I'm just going to move it up there. So, sorry. So it was more pronounced because it was on top. So anyway, I just kind of want to give you some ideas on tapping, and I think next time I shoot one of these, I'll stand up. I'll readjust my stuff so I can, get a better angle on what I'm doing. So anyway, hopefully that helps. What you want to do, you just want to kind of understand the theory and apply it to the different strings, and you can kind of play that across more than one string, and just find your notes and find out what you're going to do, and so you could also place that third down at the bottom, and that would give you a different sound. So if you put your F sharp down at the low end, that's going to give you a little bit of a different chord tone. The idea is to just kind of add a little color to what you're doing, and that movement in there will do that. So anyway, so hopefully that helps. Thanks for tuning in for this practice tip. Tune in again tomorrow for another one, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.